we're here doing the realistic season with the Vikings. Just start to close down the season pretty quickly as we're at the midway point. We're currently 5-2. That is first in our division, partially just because we have played more games than the Bears. But we have an 8:20 home game today against the Washington Redskins. So 8:20, it might be Sunday night. Yeah, today is the trade deadline. So I was actually thinking about making a couple moves at the trade deadline. For some better linemen. Like, let's just see what we can do here. Yeah, tackles we need some help at. Cause I could pack. I don't have a Beulah, but I have Irv Smith, and I have like a couple picks that I wouldn't mind getting rid of. I don't know why I'm on defensive line, but my left tackle could use some more. Yeah, and then right tackle I'll probably go with in the draft. So, I have Irv Smith. I have a second round pick. So yeah, we'll have a late second round pick. So actually, let's make that a third. And I have who's making a lot of money. That's not playing. Rashad Hill's playing 2.03. If Riley Reef's making $9 million, then that's a problem. So we're gonna try to trade that out of here as soon as possible. And we might trade that other guard that's not playing. Trade him out of here as well. Yeah, I gotta keep Harris for a little bit longer. Okay, but now Irv Smith, the third rounder, and that tackle, I think was right, Redley. So yeah, we're gonna need the left tackle. There's Jonah Williams. Realistic, so we have to find a good team that will trade a G. Jonathan Smith at 68. Russell of whom? Maybe, but that's 13 million that I'm not gonna pay. Castanano. Okay, maybe the Colts will take that. I'll come back to them. Larmy Tunsil. Okay, actually let's go with the Redskins, because they do have Trent Williams who might get traded this year. Probably won't work. Yeah, definitely not gonna work. Or actually, ooh, they need a quarterback. Hey, let's do this. Oh, I can't trade Kirk Cousins. Okay, well, we're going to trade Kirk Cousins later in the season for a left tackle. Right now, we're going to go for a right tackle. Like, I changed my mind. Let's go get a decent, like, right tackle. Or actually, guard. Yeah, let's do guard. I'm actually going to throw up a second runner for this one in, Irv Smith. Because if they need a quarterback, we could get a swap, send Kirk Cousins back to Washington. But yeah, we're going to need for a left guard or right guard. I'm just gonna put Sheriff on here now. I just gotta see what our pick is, or what we need the most. This might be a rather long video. Okay, so it's right guard. Second rounder. This might be a rather long video because I'm just gonna do the trades. David Acosta, Zach Fulton, Nate Davis, Cal Long, Josh Miller, White Teller, Ron Leary with the Broncos. That could be a fit. I used to get Zach Martin so much in that Madden 19. Okay, so Ron Leary right now with the Broncos is the best one I am seeing right now. Try Turner. Gabe Jackson's there. How's Marshall Allen not making any money? Okay, 6.8 for that guy. It 6.8 for him, and with the Broncos it is 7.74 for Ron Leary. So who was it the Raiders? Gabe Jackson. We just gotta fit the right needs. They need a left tackle. I have Reed, he kind of sucks, but Broncos. Okay, so I think the Raiders are most likely to take this deal. Yeah, we'll go to them. Let's get Gabe Jackson. Alright, that should go. There we go, baby. Alright, so we do bring in Gabe Jackson, trading Riley Reef, Irv Smith, and our second round pick. The guard position is finally upgraded. Riley Reef, I'm gonna have to keep for another year. And in the draft, I'm gonna go get those Walker Little kind of guys to play right tackle, and we're gonna make a deal for Trent Williams at the end of this season, since we can't trade him while he's hurt. So we're gonna hop into this game against the Redskins. Here we go. Thursday night, so we're gonna put on our cover rushes for this. Same thing with Washington. CPU. Oh, yellow. Yeah, I think I rather them more than the red. We're gonna go with Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota offense, KC defense. All right, so your superstar X factors. Trent Williams, stronger pass protection, which puts block and shadow moves. That will be huge if he comes to play for us next year. Ryan Kerrigan, the ability to tackle and sack well engaged with blockers, bigger area of effect for quarterback pressure and disruption. Granted tackle after hits different ball carriers, decreased chance to be faked out by ball carrier moves. That is Nick Collins. So let's hop in this game. I'll see you guys at MTM Bank Stadium in Minnesota with how this game's gonna go.
Now we're cooking. It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Dalvin Cook. He's back and coming off a big game a weekend ago, as it'll be the Washington Redskins taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
As you heard, Jonathan Coachman with the
all right, Coach. U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Tonight, we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here between the Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Alex Smith ready to lead the Redskins here. And many wondered if Smith would ever play again following that difficult-to-watch leg injury suffered against the Texans last season. But at age 35, Smith is back and ready to give it another go. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Who's Peterson?
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 78 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was.
It's on the ground, and the Vikings pick up the football.
There we go. So who's that?
Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
Here we go, first and 10.
We're set on first down.
Coming already.
And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And it's a fumble, and the Redskins scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So a rocky start on both sides offensively. Turnovers exchanged.
I saw what you did there.
What'd I do? Rocky. Too rocky.
I saw that. I got it. And, and right now, they're carrying it around like they are wearing boxing gloves and we're going to have that kind of a reference. They've got to get it together and start playing a little bit better ball.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense.
Sudden
change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
All right, so
another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson, but now it'll be third down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver.
Thankfully, they have whoever's right tackle
and that'll set him back 5
on me instead of Trent Richardson on my X Factor and Danielle Hunter.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. Third and long.
I said it's going to make coverage.
Smith throwing again. And that is incomplete.
So there we go. Making them go 3 now.
So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover. But doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here, first and 10.
Here we go. That's Landon Collins on that side. Let me flip it, so I don't have to deal with Collins. And then maybe I can just switch this on the power, basically.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third-year back from Florida State. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Oh, maybe I could just flip it around.
That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Here's Brissett.
Keep it again, Brissett.
Escaping the pressure right.
Oh, there you go. Hold on to football. Like I mentioned,
Kobe Brissett is hurt. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. They'll step aside.
Jacoby just power started.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Please tell me Brissett.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They run again on first down.
Oh, come on, him, block.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with. They have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
It's
a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Had to pass there. Third and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for third and short, because when it's third and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
Oh my God, I'm not going to waste the time.
The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you get to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
All that, it only nets him a yard. It's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there?
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically.
Winning the first quarter, 0-0.
Also, an offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect.
It's 3rd and 13.
They know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
3rd and 13.
We're scoreless after 1.
Shot ticket.
3rd and long. It's Smith.
Oh, get him whoever that is. Whoever that is. He had a freaking 10 that's
incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing
might have been
it.
Harrison Smith that ran.
Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league,
I'm going to bring down
40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Oh, look at that. Let's go, Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. Touchdown, Vikings.
Let's go, Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
We get
his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point up and good.
I think the game was like
and that makes the score 7-0.
I'll take it after.
Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there.
Touchdown. I took the fly.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff.
Here we go.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Well, they have 2 tight ends.
It's not cool about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got it to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert.
Nice tackle on the screen.
The completion there lines up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it right, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up with safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Would get down there faster. You could have done something.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take
they're about
over
to hit 2 minutes.
If you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
But we are still winning. Let's hope that we can get a stop.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest game.
Yep, there goes the no-huddle.
Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run.
There we go.
Double team, and it's intercepted.
Go, Xavier Rhodes.
Xavier Rhodes with a pick.
Man, so now defense ran out of the way. But there we go. We take it to our own 49.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Let's go the read on first down.
And now out comes Minnesota. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover like that. I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
Left side caught by Diggs. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
How did the Chiefs play the Packers
for second down
Sunday night on the same week the Browns played the Patriots? The Browns versus the Patriots this year could be like one of the best games. Okay, we're gonna run a screen on
Redskins on third down, putting an extra man here in the secondary.
If I don't get it.
Brissett. Throw left side on target to Thielen.
There we go. That's a 2.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
He's out of bounds. Yeah,
he's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Flush to his right.
Oh, my God.
And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Jacoby Brissett as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. That'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
To throw is Brissett. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
Nice, here we go. We're up 15-2. Actually, I'm going to simulate it after this because it's probably a long video.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
So I'll simulate that after this.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything.
Can I sim now? Or I have to wait? Alright, sim. Okay, the key moments. Alright, 15-5. 22-5.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets, defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and A pretty good game plan. Pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish.
Where do I have to go?
Just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
Diggs returned. Well, that was a 73.
So for the Vikings, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Kansas City next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, they fall 2 games under.
Look at Mike Evans getting an X Factor. That's kind of cool. The Bucs don't have anybody. Okay, so there's an upgrade available for me, Mike Zimmer. Resign influence, training boost. Yeah, that's. I mean, I simulated the training. Did it like sign influence? Okay, let's see what's that. Yeah, we're gonna need an offensive lineman free agency, right? We're going to draft we're doing draft and trade for offensive line. So it's for these linebacker. Yeah, because we got to bring another linebacker. And I don't have enough for the defensive lineman. We're gonna try to get a second defensive tackle. It's 850 XP. We're gonna auto upgrade all the other players. We improved to 6-2 and advance this next week, so we're out of the trade deadline now. I think I could still sign Benny. I should have done that before I simulated, but we're playing the Chiefs, so this is gonna be a big game. Coach, we got a tough matchup against Mahomes. Oh, I don't even know what I did. They are 5-3, okay, but at 6-2, we are now a game ahead, or something like that. Green Bay. Okay, so Green Bay's now number 2. We're on actually a pretty nice winning streak for us. Okay, so trade is locked. Alright, second week of offseason. But Kyle Slaughter is not good. So, like, can I sign somebody that's, like, decent? Okay, no, all these other 57s. Can I bring Osweiler in for a year? Okay, he'll be gone after this year. Could have brought him in, but Brissett was a better upgrader. So let me just make sure he's not starting over Brissett. Osweiler will just back up. Slaughter, I should have traded him. But yeah, we'll get rid of some of these guys I don't need. I'm gonna actually trade in like the offseason for 7th round picks. It worked in Madden 19. Trade the scrubs for 7th round picks. Trade all the 7th round picks for 6th rounders. Trade all the 6th rounds for 5s. Go on, and we'd end up with around some 1s, but mainly 2s and 3s. We have a big game against Kansas City. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. We do win 25-5 against the Redskins. It's tomorrow Wednesday, so enjoy you guys. Wednesday, have a good day, work, school, whoever is watching the video, whatever you do for a living. But yep, that's all I have for today. Have a good night and love you guys. Let's go Vikings.